So, very good evening. Um, our topic today is what I cannot accept. And it's about figuring out, uh, either figuring out either if you already know that what are the things in your life that you, Dipali, can you hear me now? Can everyone hear me or not hear me?
We can hear you, Neha.
Yes, then.
Okay, okay. So only Dipali, I think then you'll have to check at your end. Ah, great. Okay. So the topic for today is what I cannot accept.
Neha, do you want to start recording before you start the session?
I have actually already started recording.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. Yes, I can see that.
Yeah. So there are some things in everybody's life that we kind of struggle to accept. It may be in life, or it may be in our own personality, or in the personality of people around us, or just a life circumstance. And sometimes it's also that we are also struggling to accept what it is that we are not accepting. So the first one is easier because if we at least know what is not bearable or acceptable to me in my life, I may be able to find a way to find acceptance or turn it around or whichever way. But if I don't even know what is bothering me, then my life is that much harder. So to give an example, I remember once I was much younger and I was very, let's say I was jealous of a friend of mine for whatever reason, minor, like, you know how friends are more jealous than people who don't know you. And I found a picture of hers and I was sharing it with my mom and I said, doesn't she look terrible in this picture? And my mom said, I think you're just jealous of her. So I was so annoyed because my mom was right. I was jealous of her and she'd caught my feeling. And I was frustrated. I didn't know what to say, or do I walked off from there. And I remember it till today because it was like I felt humiliated that she knew exactly what I'm feeling. And I may have myself not realized to some extent that I'm jealous of her. I wanted to find something with her, ki nahi, her nose is crooked or her something is off with her, but I myself may not have been fully cognizant of the fact that I actually am jealous of her, and then I want to take solace in the fact that she's not looking pretty in this picture. So I think sometimes we struggle with even realizing what our own real feeling is. Sometimes we realize, so we can at least work on what it is that we are not being able to accept. So this is the core thing that we're going to be looking at today. So with that, I'm going to request everyone to kind of close their eyes and have a small meditation. We start with a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Another deep breath in, deep breath out. With every breath, you relax and let the thoughts flow exactly as they do. You are free to become aware of your thoughts. And whatever the thoughts may be, they may be thoughts or feelings of anger, jealousy, frustration, sadness. Allow yourself to become aware of your feelings in this moment. And if it is a feeling of happiness, joy, that is also just accept whatever feeling is there in your heart, in your body, in whichever part of your body, whatever you're feeling, just let it be felt. Or there may be just discomfort, a feeling of general discomfort, anxiety, anything. Just allow yourself to become aware of how you're feeling in this moment. And we are free not to judge any of our judgments. So if there is a judgment, why is so and so like this? Why am I like this? Why is my life like this? We are allowed to feel it. We don't have to judge ourselves for wishing that so and so shouldn't have been like this, or life shouldn't have been like this, or I shouldn't have been like this. Accept our judgments without judgment. This is about recognizing, for the most part, the one main thing that recurringly troubles us in our life. If there is a feeling of discomfort, where is it stemming from? If there is anger, what makes me primarily angry in my life? It could be a thought like, why are people so controlling? Why is life unfair? Why doesn't so and so show more affection towards me? Why were my parents the way they were when they brought me up when I was younger? All judgments that we may have even worked at and told ourselves that no, I have compassion for this person. But if it's there, maybe 5% left, 10% left, anything, we accept them without judgment. Now, with this awareness, take another deep breath in and a deep breath out. A deep breath in and a deep breath out. And when you're ready, open your eyes. So at this stage, if there is anybody who would like to discuss what is their identified main irritant or main trigger in life at the moment and would like to work at it with me, then I would invite them to volunteer, please. Or if you would like to put it in chat, not put it in chat, do whatever you like.
I'd like to volunteer.
Dolly. Dolly,
Hi. Hello.
Dolly volunteered, right?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
D.
The okay, so we'll take either what we'll do is after the first session, we will make breakout rooms and everyone can work for each other. Or if there is enough time, then we can take as many volunteers as okay. So D, I will request you to switch on your video if that's possible for you. There
Oh,
is video
unfortunately,
from
I'm
the
not
connection.
able to put the video on.
Okay, no worries. Okay, so yes, can you tell me what is the identified main trigger in
Yeah,
life?
so my one of the main concerns is like a very dear relative of mine.
Mm-hmm.
They have chosen to cut themselves off from my life, and it's been about 22 years, and I'm not able to trace where they are and what's going on in their life, and um, they don't establish any contact during birthdays, anniversaries. So, and it's a very bothersome idea for me. Like, I don't know what's their well-being like, how they're doing. There's literally no, in this digital age, there is no trace of them. So that's a concerning idea.
So, if everyone got their main trigger like this, then let's try and frame it into a sentence that says something like they should, or I should, or if only. So we have a clearer picture of what our main thought is. So in these case, I would like you to say what is the main trigger. Otherwise, I'll help you. But what do you think is the
Um, the main trigger, you mean the fact that, they are not establishing any contact, or I don't even know what are the circumstances that are preventing them from doing so.
So in your case, I'm framing it for you for so that everybody else can make a similar sentence for themselves. So it would be they should
They should
continue to be in touch with me, right?
continue to be in touch with me.
Is
Yeah.
that the thought?
Well, yeah, and also to communicate whether everything's okay in their life and what's going on, and uh, things like that.
Yeah. Why does that matter? Because uh, that will make you feel loved by them.
Because I'm concerned for their well-being also, and for the most part, and partly also, yeah, to feel loved. I mean, at the end of the day, they are a blood relation.
Mm-hmm.
So to that extent, you do want to know what's going on. Are they okay? Can we have a conversation? So yeah, obviously to kind of
How does it
partly concern. Mhm.
how does it make you feel that this person never got in touch with you? And this question applies to everybody for their presenting issue. That how does it
Oh, how does
make
it
you
make you
feel?
feel?
So whatever
I feel
feeling.
like yeah, I feel like a sense of mystery, deep sense of mystery, a deep sense of regret, a deep sense of pain, a deep sense of abandonment, even that what's going on. Like I have no clue.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is everything okay? So abandonment, regret, guilt, maybe a tinge of anger, but not so much anger now because it's been almost 20 years. Initially, there was anger, but now it's more like concern, worry, fear. Not so much fear, also, but just concern, worry, regret. Those are my dominant feelings.
Uh, is there an anxiety around it when you use certain words like concern and worry?
Definitely, there's a lot of anxiety. Like there are times when, I'll wake up early morning and the first thought that'll hit me was this. Or when I go to bed, the first thought that'll hit me at night, or the last thought that'll hit me is this, like, hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Like, where are they? Where are they? Like.
So you said there is pain,
Mm-hmm.
regret,
Yeah.
regret, regret you repeated 3 or 4 times. So regret is quite loud for you. Can I?
Yeah.
Okay. So regret, abandonment is also, it had a charge when you said abandonment.
Mm-hmm.
Pain, regret, abandonment, guilt, anger, fear, and anxiety around this.
Yes. Quite a
And
few
if you
emotions.
if you had, it's nice because I think what happens is because everyone here has done so much work with Nithya, they're very much included into their feelings. So
Mm-hmm.
it's very much easier to do this process. with a lot of people, otherwise, they are like, they say one feeling and then they're like, yeah, I feel angry. Yeah, I feel angry. I don't have, I don't
Yes.
have a second word after that. I don't know. I don't like it. So this is nice. This is easier. Anyway, so it's good you're in touch with your feelings. So
Yeah.
pain, regret, abandonment, guilt, anger, fear, anxiety. Now let's say you were at a place where, and if anybody else is being able to do this for themselves, get in touch with their feelings, then do make a note of your feelings. If you're not being able to do it, no worries. Just observe. So now, if you had none of these,
Mhm.
and you were free of these, and you had exactly the opposite feelings, let's say, then how would you feel?
If I had none of these and I had the opposite with the current scenario,
Let's
like
forget
all
about
things
the
being constant.
scenario. Let's forget about the scenario for a minute.
Okay.
Now, you are currently experiencing pain, regret, sense of abandonment, guilt, anger, fear,
Yes.
anxiety. If none of these feelings were existent in your body or in your feelings right now, then
Mhm.
then you would have the opposite, right? The ideal case
Yes.
scenario, how you would like to feel all the time without, let's say this never happened and you had the exact opposite feelings in yourself. Then how would you feel?
The exact opposite, like assuming that, well, assuming that this situation never happened and everything else in life is perfect and rosy, then it would definitely be, I think maybe even a sense of neutrality, a sense of ease, a
Ease.
sense of, yeah, just a sense of ease and uh, lack of, obviously the opposite of anxiety is a sense of ease, sense of feeling relaxed and
Relax.
just, yeah, very much present in the current, much more present in the current day to day of life. Like right now, what would happen is if I'm riding the elevator,
Hmm.
suddenly the thought of this person will show up. Or if
Hmm.
I'm going just going to the toilet, suddenly
Hmm.
I think of this person. Like it's constant. Like I know it's so deeply implanted in my subconscious
Hmm.
that it's not just the morning and the evening times that are noted to you that I think of this person. It's
Hmm.
constant. If
Okay.
there's no other dominant emotion that's going on because of some incident or episode, and life is just okay, and I'm just living my life, and suddenly, this nagging, it's like a nagging, persistent thought that's always there in the background,
So if there is
almost always.
if there is
If there
no
is no other, yeah, if there's no
pain,
other
if
major,
there's no pain and anxiety in you right now, how would you be feeling?
I would be feeling very neutral, maybe even blissed out, I guess. So very relaxed
Hmm.
about things, not being bothered.
Hmm. And if there
So
was
yeah,
no guilt, how would you
if
feel?
there was, I would feel very free,
Free,
very light. Yeah.
light. Beautiful. Now, let us presume that you are all of these in the current moment.
Mhm.
So, we are going to create an affirmation in the present tense with you feeling relaxed, blissed out, free, light. If there's anything else you would like to feel, you can add it right now.
Uh, I would like to feel very present, like in very, like
Yeah,
in
you said
my
that.
level of awareness. Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
present.
okay.
When I say present, I mean very conscious of every moment of my life, of what I'm speaking, how I'm acting, how I'm behaving, how I'm responding to situations. I don't know if that's the phrase, that's the word,
Do
present.
you feel that right now, uh, you lose, uh, you lose sort of awareness of how
Perspective.
you're behaving,
I
and
think I lose, yeah, I think I lose perspective. I
so
stop putting
you're,
things in a larger context.
so you're saying that you're reactive sometimes?
Yes, I definitely am, and I could have better uh, perspective of things and be more mindful of consequences and of my reactions and things of that kind.
So if you're not reactive, then you're more present or mindful. Which one resonates more?
Not reactive, I would say. Um, if I'm not reactive, I would say, uh, if I'm not reactive, I'm more conscious, right? I'm more conscious and I'm more aware of how I conduct myself in a particularly tense situation or a particularly charged
How,
situation.
uh, what resource do you need in yourself to be uh, conscious in a situation?
What resource? I would say sometimes I feel like there is a lot of emotional baggage that exists because of a lot of experiences of which have been loaded with a lot of emotion. So sometimes I feel that also acts like a baggage to kind of help prevent me from thinking
Yeah,
clearly
but
in the
if
moment.
you're thinking clearly, when does that happen to a person? When are they able to think clearly?
When I'm not too invested in myself or the
So
consequence or the outcome, you know?
in a situation which is becoming growing out of control or getting irritating, what is the one thing that if we are also feeling that we are likely to not be reactive?
Could you repeat your question,
If there is a
please?
situation which is triggering us in that
Mhm.
moment to be able to do the right thing and stay calm, what's the resource
Yeah.
we
What's the resource we
like?
need?
How do we need to be as a person to be able to, what is the feeling inside of us in even a difficult moment, if we are feeling,
I think just a sense, I don't know, I have
Yes.
never applied this, but I'm assuming theoretically
Okay.
speaking, a sense of compassion, a sense of acceptance.
Okay.
Okay, this is what it is. And, you know, be slow down your breathing
Okay. Ma'am.
a little bit, stop your racing mind a little bit. So these are all coming from theory. They're
racing
not coming from,
mind, breathing, all that is happening when you're not
yeah,
calm. So don't you think I shouldn't be, if we had more time, I wouldn't be putting the word into your mouth, but would you say that you'd rather be more calm in certain situations? Or that's not
yeah, I would be
resonant?
more calm. Yeah, I
Calm.
would be more calm. Yeah, it's just that in those situations, you don't have access to calm.
Yeah,
You know,
so
you're,
the your mind is resisting the word calm. It's you going
Mhm.
around it because you know that you're not that.
Yeah, correct.
So when you feel that, I don't have that resource, it's like if you feel that I don't love myself and I want to say I love myself, it's very difficult for that person to say no, I love myself. But how do I say it? It's untrue. So that's why
Yeah.
I'm resisting using the word calm. I tried hard, but I think so. Let's say that you are relaxed, calm, light, free, and blissed out. So, can you make an affirmative sentence in the present tense with this?
I am relaxed, calm, free at all times in all situations.
Yeah, we avoid making an affirmation too complicated because then the subconscious
Okay.
is not able to register it. So, I'm
Okay,
free.
so I'm free, relaxed, and calm.
I'm free, relaxed, and calm. Is blissed out too much to ask for?
And blissed out. No, I'd love to include it.
So I'm free, relaxed, calm, and blissed out.
Yes.
Blissed out is a slightly, as a word, is blissful, maybe. Does that
Blissful.
resonate? Blissful, happy, what
Yeah.
resonates more?
I am blissful, happy, free, and calm. I am blissful, happy, free, and calm. Is that
Okay.
too loaded?
No, it's not. I'm blissful,
Yeah.
happy,
Happy.
free.
Blissful and happy are the same? I don't know. I'm blissful, happy.
It's okay. You can
Yeah.
repeat.
Okay. Okay.
So, can you say that three times out loud like you believe it for now?
I am blissful, happy, free, and calm. I am blissful, happy, free, and calm. I am blissful, happy, free, and calm.
So now we are going to start a meditation practice as along with a sort of like a talk therapy for you
Mhm.
specifically, and
Okay.
which will help us to get to I am blissful, happy, free, and calm. So I hope
Okay.
you're in a space where you're alone and you won't be disturbed for some time.
Yes, yes, I am alone.
Okay. So just close your eyes,
Mhm.
take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And with every breath you take, you become calmer and calmer and calmer. Now you find yourself in your healing space. Imagine a healing space which is of utmost comfort to you. So it can be your home or any place in nature. If you're in nature, go ahead and imagine it in details as to what's around you. If you're in a forest, next to a river, garden, whatever it may be. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Just put
Okay.
myself on mute.
No, are you there in your healing space?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Okay. Now take a place where you can sit comfortably. And in this moment, the person who you feel is, or the whatever it is that prevents you from being blissful, happy, free, and calm, will present to you in front of you in your healing space. Is this person there?
Yes, they're always there. They're never not there.
Okay. So this is the same person, right? That
Yeah.
left 20 years ago, right? So in this healing space D, you this is your spiritual realm, and spiritually you're connecting with this person in this moment. I need you to ask them what it is that you want to ask them. And what is it that you feel like asking them? D, are you there with this person?
Yes, I am. Hmm.
What is your feeling towards this person?
Just a sense of like a lot of emotions welling up, and um, obviously I'm feeling a little teary-eyed,
Yeah. And
and
what
I
is
have
this person
questions.
feeling towards you?
I don't know, like I just feel like a sense of helplessness, a little sense of numbness, even almost as if they've become numb.
And what are your questions? This is a place where you're getting an opportunity to ask this person your question, and you'll be surprised at how they answer you spiritually. So go ahead and ask your question.
Okay.
What's your question, Dee? What's the most important
My
thing you want?
question can things get better? What can I do to make things better? What happened? What's going on? Are you okay?
And what is this person's response?
Complete silence, actually. I'm
Hmm.
not getting anything.
Hmm.
Almost a sense of like dispassion or maybe even disinterest. I don't know
Listen.
if I'm reading it right. Yeah.
Yeah. Because if there was interest, then it's not impossible to find somebody in 20 years. So is it possible for you to accept that this person is just genuinely not interested?
I mean, yeah, now that I see it visually and sense it visually, I mean, I don't know if it's just an idea in my head that I'm creating or this person is genuinely like I just sense
Yeah.
a lot of numbness and a lot of
Because your
I don't think the world
subconscious
is
will never be wrong. You trust your subconscious, it's there right now. And
yeah, yeah,
it's guiding you to realize that this person is just not there. They're even when they're there, they are not there. And probably even
yeah,
before 20 years when they left, before leaving, they were
yeah.
already not there.
I'm sorry, they were not there even 20 years ago. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is, even when they were there in your life physically, were
Yeah.
they really there?
Well, yeah, not emotionally. I mean, they were definitely very into themselves and very uh, almost emotionally disconnected.
So they were not really
Um,
there. They just left physically 20 years ago, but they were not there.
yeah, in many ways, you could say that. Yeah.
So do you want to ask them why you feel guilty about it, or do you want to ask yourself why you feel guilty about it?
Whatever you recommend.
I think you should ask yourself which part of you is feeling guilty.
Uh, the part of me that is making that it kind of feels like I drove them away. You know, like it's almost like I am responsible to have driven them away out of my life because of a certain interaction I had with them, which was not pleasant. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel that that led to them saying, okay, you know,
Ah,
I don't want to stay connected or whatever.
okay. So do you think that if somebody really loves you and cares about you, any one interaction can drive them out of your life?
No, which is what is perplexing me. Like, I don't think they don't love me. I'm pretty sure they do.
Okay. So they do love you. And are they saying that to you right now? Ask them. Did you get a response?
I mean, I don't know. Like, a part of me is saying yes, and a part of me is confused.
Is this person truly capable of really loving somebody, or are they too uh, maybe in too emotionally disconnected overall as a person to be truly lovingly available for another person?
I do feel like the little that I knew them, because I'm not, I didn't know them, well, I knew them for a long period of time, but it's been a long time since I knew them. And of course, I was also much younger back then.
Yeah.
So I would say, yeah, I mean, definitely emotionally disconnected
Yeah.
as a person, very non-confrontational, very, I would say, like, you know, like this person would almost retreat to a very, like any emotionally charged situation, this person would just, you know, like retreat away and find
But
their own little cave.
retreating away from a
The
situation
situation.
is
Yeah.
also not a sign that you're invested in the relationship. Because if you're invested in the relationship, sometimes it's necessary to hash out the differences and have an argument and have a confrontation. And if you're not willing to put yourself out there and have that debate or argument or whatever, isn't it a sign that that person is not invested in the relationship?
Yeah, that is a sign, definitely. But it could also be a personality trait. Like there are some people who are just, I wouldn't use the word meek, but who are just non-confrontational or who would rather just, you know, the time pass and
They will bring it up in a maybe a lighter way, not in a confrontational way, but they will bring up what, if somebody hurts you and you love that person and the relationship matters to you, you will bring it up if you want the relationship to work. Otherwise, you will let that one little hurt grow larger and larger in your heart and use it as an excuse to leave that person.
Yeah,
But that means the relationship does not mean anything to you,
yeah,
enough to you,
it doesn't mean enough. Yeah.
right? So, do you believe that this person is capable of deeply loving, or to the mild extent that they were capable of loving anybody they loved you?
Possible, yeah. Possible. They don't have the capacity. Possible. Or maybe, possible.
Or maybe, go ahead.
I mean, I honestly don't have too much insight into their psychology, to be very
Mm-hmm.
honest.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there could be other people planting ideas in their head, trying to keep them away, or that could be a potential, possibility also. Like you keep thinking of different scenarios, right?
Yeah,
That
it's
maybe it's not
possible.
their
It's
decision,
possible.
maybe
It's
it is
possible. But nobody
someone
is.
else's.
I mean, if you are about, let's say, 40-year-old, then I'm imagining, because this is so, this person is not a 5-year-old kid. And even 5-year-old kids, if I try and tell my
Yeah,
5-year-old kid to do something a certain way, in your gut, you always know what's to be done. Everybody knows.
yeah,
And everybody ends up listening to their inner voice eventually. And when you
mm,
really love somebody, another person can create enough damage to create more conflict than maybe present otherwise. But you don't just disappear on the person.
mm.
So, don't you feel that this was cowardly?
I mean, definitely it's a very highly cowardly act. And at one level, you know, it aligns with his personality because I mean, they have
So
been in
is there
situations
space
where,
for guilt? Is there space for guilt if this behavior simply aligns with this person's personality, whatever it may be?
yeah,
And we are not here to judge this person's character, but we are here to understand
mm,
your feelings behind this person's act. And you are living with guilt for 20 years and worry and
yeah,
anxiety for this person who just upped and left and hasn't thought of
mm.
you since. So, do you feel now that you still have guilt towards this?
I mean, there is some element of that because, like I said, na, ki I keep
Okay, then in
regretting
this,
ki, arey, maybe because it was that interaction.
have this
Yeah.
conversation with the
If it
person
wasn't
right
for that
now.
interaction,
Sure, have this conversation with this person right now.
yeah,
Have the you can tender your apology right now. Would you like to tender an apology?
yeah, I would like to do that.
So do that.
Thank you.
Any response on your apology? Is there a response on your apology?
I mean, the only sense I'm getting as if, like like we're in a park or a garden and they're kind of just hiding behind a leaf or a branch of a tree and not really making eye contact.
So what are you sensing? The person is guilty or you're guilty?
I don't know, I'm just getting a sense of like disinterest and like almost a sense of like Why am I here? Can I leave? You know.
Do you have more to say to this person, or you also prefer that they leave?
I mean, I'm just looking at their body language, and the body language is very like you can sense the person is uncomfortable, and
Okay,
you
D,
know,
you're
it's
free. This is your healing space. And anything that you say or do right now that helps you to feel happy, free, calm, and blissful, you're free to do that in this space. So even if you feel like slapping this person, even if you feel like holding them, even if you feel like hugging them, even if you feel like abusing them, please feel free to do whatever you want and get it over with. If you feel like crying in front of them, cry in front of them. Just do what needs to be done.
yeah. Yeah, I'm just giving them a warm hug and
Anyway, they are
um,
energetically present in your life. You're in the
yeah,
elevator, they're there. You're in the bathroom, they're there. But you're not
yeah.
having a conversation. So do it now and close it. You can close this. 20 years gone, person's not coming back. You have an opportunity to get your closure here now. So get your closure. How's it going?
It's going good. I'm just sort of clearing some things.
So what did you feel like doing? Hugging them.
Yeah, I just gave them a warm hug, like from behind and sort of because they're not even like showing me their face.
See, the hug has to
But
be from behind. The hug cannot be in front because that person is not willing to hug. Only you are willing to hug.
yeah, yeah.
Does that bother you or you're okay with that?
Um, I'm okay. Like I'm also getting the sense that some part of their inner child is also wounded, or they have
Ah,
some inner child wounding, which is causing them to be very distant.
exactly. So is this a first time realization for you?
Yeah. I mean, I've been told this from another therapist that this person has their own inner child trauma.
Hmm.
But I'm kind of getting that more now because they're acting very much like a child, almost,
Hmm.
like a like a sheepish behavior, which is
Ah.
very,
Which is them, which is exactly them. And it is coming from their trauma. It's not coming from anything that you could have said and done.
yeah.
So would you like to set them free from your judgment of their trauma or how they behaved in life out of their trauma?
Yeah, I would love to set them free of their trauma, definitely. And if I
I
can,
mean,
it's
see,
any
you
way.
can't help them in setting them free from their trauma, but you can help them to set them free from the fact that there is a certain expectation from your side that they should have done certain things in certain way, or they should have been in touch with you, or they shouldn't have left 20 years ago, or they should have talked it out, but they are just acting out of their trauma, right?
Yeah.
So you can't heal their trauma, but can you just accept that this person is just like this?
Yeah, that's the harder part that unwilling to accept that he or she is just like this only.
But
But that's
just
the
not,
part I'm
but
having a tough
that's
time accepting.
their trauma makes them like this. That's their whole personality. Because if I wanted to, me as a person, if I wanted to just abandon somebody, I just won't be able to do it. Because that's my whole personality. Even if it's the
Mm.
best thing for me to do, even if I was being paid $20 million for it, I won't be able to do it. Like
Mm.
5 days later, 10 days later, I'll call up and have that chat. So it has to be a wounding in his personality to even be able to do that. And it presumably it was a deep relationship for you to hold on to it for so long. So if one person is feeling it this deeply and the other person is so easily able to up and leave, it's obviously coming from their trauma response.
Yeah.
Can you forgive them for it?
Yeah. I mean, I mean, if have this perspective, then yeah, I mean, I actually don't hold anything against them, so I don't know if I am the one to forgive them. But
See,
I
that one
can,
theoretically you've mixed it up in your head because you're thinking, I should have taken better care. I shouldn't have reacted the way I did. I worry about them.
mm,
But they are the one who left. And that's hurting you. And your deepest sense with them is of abandonment.
yeah,
So, would you like to tell them that you feel bad that they just left and how it made you feel abandoned?
yeah,
And would you like to tell them that despite that, you're willing to forgive them?
yeah.
And how are they responding to that?
There's a little softness,
Little soft.
softening. Hmm.
And how are you feeling
Mm, I'm feeling better.
now? So, would you like to let them go now? Or is there anything
Yeah.
else left to be said and done?
I mean, there's just this thinking, there's too much water under the bridge.
Hmm.
Or I don't know where this phrase came from. There's too much water under the bridge,
Hmm.
um, and that they need to go. Oh.
Would
I
you
don't know,
like
what does that phrase even mean? Too much water under the bridge.
would you like to set them free?
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Free to live their life without you worrying about them because every time you worry about them, you're energetically stopping them from living their life freely as well.
Mm, yeah, that's true.
So
And then I am also not able to live my
exactly.
life
The two people are
100%.
connected. It's a cord connection.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do one more thing. Just for a minute, imagine that there is a cord connecting you and this person.
Hmm.
Oh, which part of your body is the cord connected at?
Um, my heart, I guess.
And his?
Um, I'm assuming the heart.
Um,
Mm. Or the
and
solar plexus, I don't know.
okay. And what color is the cord?
It's white.
Right. Now take a sword, a sharp sword in your
Mm.
hand, and just cut the cord.
From the middle or from the edges?
The moment you cut it from anywhere, it will disappear from everywhere.
Okay.
Has it disappeared?
Yeah, it has disappeared.
Can you thank this person for the lessons they taught you?
I can thank them.
Can you ask them to leave now?
Oh, yeah, they're already on their way back, way out.
You can wave a goodbye.
Mm.
Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And remember that I am blissful, happy, free, and calm. You can open your eyes, Dee. So now it's the
Yeah.
opposite because it says DS and now it's SEED, a new seed. Your name
Yeah.
shows DS and now for me it's seed. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if you're getting my bad jokes, but
Yeah, I get it. Like something is being sprouted or put
yes.
into
So I hope.
soil for sprouting.
Okay, now tell me, should we do breakout rooms and can we do this for each other or should we just take uh, more individuals? Should I just take more individuals?
More individuals, please.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Thank you. This was amazing, Neha. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Dee, for
Yeah.
letting yourself be vulnerable here today.
Thank you.
So, who would like to go next? Neeru Hasija's hand, I see.
हेलो हेलो नेहा।
Hello.
हमने ना साथ साथ में एक्सरसाइज को किया है
हाँ,
अपना इशू लेकर,
ओके।
लेकिन प्रॉब्लम थोड़ी सी डिफरेंट ये हो गई
हाँ,
कि
हाँ।
जैसे फर्स्ट केस के अंदर वो पर्सन ऑलरेडी लाइफ में है नहीं,
हम्म,
और मेरे केस के अंदर वो पर्सन वही है, सबसे नजदीक है, और मैंने पूरा प्रॉपरली काम किया है,
हम्म,
लेकिन लास्ट में वो चीज अभी है, मुझे समझ आई है। यानी
हम्म,
लास्ट में मैंने कंक्लूजन ये ड्रॉ किया था,
हम्म,
मैं थोड़ा सा क्लियर भी कर देती हूँ कि
हम्म,
शायद जब मैंने पूछा अपने उस
हम्म,
स्पेस में जाके, उस
हम्म,
पर्सन से, हीलिंग
हम्म,
स्पेस में जाकर,
हम्म, हम्म,
कि तुम मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हो,
हम्म,
तो वहां से जो आंसर्स आए वो
हम्म,
वही आए जिन चीजों से मैं जूझ रही हूँ ऑलरेडी।
हम्म,
सेकंड क्वेश्चन जब मैंने पूछा कि
हम्म,
क्या वो पर्सन सबके साथ ही ऐसा है, तो
हम्म,
रियल मायने में वो ऐसा ही है।
हम्म,
तो ये चीज मुझे अब इतनी ज्यादा अच्छे तरीके से समझ आई, इन स्पाइट ऑफ कि मुझे ये चीज सब लोग बता रहे थे। तो
हम्म,
मुझे वो चीज अब क्लियर दिखी कि वो सबके साथ ही ऐसा है, और मैंने क्योंकि बहुत क्लोज पर्सन है, अपने माइंड में उस पर्सन को बहुत ज्यादा स्पेस देके रखा है।
हम्म।
बाकी जो दूर लोग हैं
तो आपको वो
उनके साथ,
बॉदर ज्यादा कर रहा है, बट वो
यस,
वो तो उसकी पर्सनालिटी है।
हाँ, तो मैंने किया वो सब चीजें किया कि
हम्म,
उसका चाइल्डहुड ट्रॉमा है,
हम्म,
वो भी उस सफरिंग में है,
हम्म,
उसके शूज के हिसाब से, उसके परसेप्चुअल पोजीशन में जाके मैं वो सब चीजें देख पा रही थी।
हम्म,
लेकिन उस पूरे पार्ट पे मुझे आज ये बहुत डीपली ये चीज समझ आई कि मेरे माइंड के अंदर जितनी उस पर्सन को लेके स्पेस क्रिएट करके रखी हुई है, बाकी लोग क्योंकि दूर हैं इसीलिए उतने अफेक्टेड नहीं है जितनी कि मैं अफेक्टेड हूँ। यहाँ तक
ब्यूटीफुल,
मुझे बहुत अच्छे से समझ आई है।
ब्यूटीफुल।
और मुझे ये भी चीज समझ आई है कि इट इज नॉट अबाउट दैट पर्सन, क्योंकि इट इज अबाउट मी, कि मेरा कंप्यूटर का जो भरा पड़ा है सारा डाटा, क्योंकि मैं सबसे क्लोज पार्ट हूँ उस मेरी लाइफ का वो सबसे क्लोज पार्ट है।
हम्म, हम्म,
यहाँ तक मुझे क्लियर हो गई, और मुझे ये चीज समझ आते ही मैं थोड़ा हल्कापन महसूस कर रही हूँ। अभी
हम्म,
मैंने कुछ होमवर्क भी नहीं किया, टू डू भी नहीं किया है, लेकिन अभी तक मैं इस चीज को स्वीकार नहीं कर रही थी। मुझे ऐसे लग रहा था मेरे साथ ही क्यों, मेरे साथ ही क्यों, मेरे साथ ही क्यों। लेकिन जब मैंने एक स्पेस में जाके क्वेश्चन पूछा, तो वहां से वही चीज,
थैंक यू नीरू।
भाव भाव
इट्स
चेंज नहीं हुए कुछ
फीलिंग
भी।
लाइक अ वेरी बिग ब्लेसिंग। आपकी बात सुन के बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है।
थैंक यू, मुझे तो बहुत ही अच्छा लग रहा है,
थैंक
बहुत
यू।
ज्यादा, क्योंकि ये आंसर इतना स्पिरिचुअल वर्क करने के बाद में भी मुझे मिला नहीं था। आज मतलब मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि इट वाज नॉट अबाउट दैट पर्सन, वो है, ऐसा नहीं है कि वो नहीं है, वो भी बहुत बड़ी पार्ट है,
हम्म,
क्योंकि जोड़ तोड़ करके अपने आप को साथ सूद के चलना ही पड़ता है।
हम्म,
हर रोज गिरते हो, हर रोज उठते हो, लेकिन फिर भी ये चीज समझ आई कि वहां पे वो पर्सन सबके साथ ऐसा है। ये
हम्म।
एक इतना दिल को रिलीव कर रहा है कि इट इज नॉट अबाउट मी ओनली।
Yeah. And it is about you to the extent that you need to accept this person exactly as they are. Anything else is just a false hope or expectation.
यस, बस
अब
मैं,
उसके बाद the decision is on you whether you want to draw certain boundaries. You want to emotionally disconnect from that person. You want to physically disconnect from that person. To what extent that helps you, that's up to you and what you need to do for yourself. But
हाँ,
to keep,
यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा डाउट है नेहा।
हाँ,
फिजिकली डिस्कनेक्शन इज नॉट पॉसिबल,
हम्म,
और क्योंकि सब कुछ,
हाँ,
फिजिकल
और
डिस्कनेक्शन इज इम्पॉसिबल,
ओके,
इम्पॉसिबल, क्योंकि बहुत सारे उसके साथ हमने वेब्स क्रिएट कर रखे होते हैं
समझ गई
अपनी
मैं। वो
चीज में।
सबकी लाइफ का इशू
हाँ,
है एक्चुअली, नॉट योर्स
यस,
ओनली। A lot of
फिजिक
people, there are very
यस
few
यस
rare
यस,
people who don't
हाँ,
have.
हाँ, बाउंड्रीज के लिए डेफिनेटली बहुत कुछ किया है बाउंड्रीज बनाने के
That's
लिए।
where your spiritual lessons come into play कि वो आपको सिखाती हैं बाउंड्रीज बनाना है एक्चुअली.
यस, और आज मैं, मतलब आई वॉज फुल ऑफ ग्रेटिट्यूड, क्योंकि मतलब आई वॉज सिंस मॉर्निंग आई वॉज वेटिंग फॉर योर सेशन टुडे। पता नहीं वो यूनिवर्स मुझे कॉल कर रहा था कि कुछ ना कुछ मिले, और ये चीजें मुझे सबने बताई हैं, बट आपका जो सबकॉन्शियस माइंड है इस चीज को एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर रहा था, क्योंकि आप उनकी बात को नकार के अपने आप को विक्टिम रोल में प्ले कर रहे थे। बट आज इतना फ्रीडम लग रहा है कि इट इज कि सबके साथ हो रहे हैं, तो अकेले आप नहीं हो।
फ्राइडे
वो
को भी टाइम निकालिए सेशन के लिए, बिकॉज दैट्स बेस्ड ऑन पार्टनर्स एंड abuse in relationships and when you should definitely emotionally disconnect. So try and attend that if.
थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू, आई विल डेफिनेटली अटेंड। और थैंक यू,
Thank you.
थैंक यू सो मच,
Mm.
थैंक यू। Yes.
Suvarna Tambade.
Yeah, hi Neha.
Oh.
Yeah. So when you were doing work with D, I was also doing my work with my daughter. Now my
Mm-hmm.
daughter is not with me and I miss her a lot.
She's not
And
staying with you.
yeah, she is staying in another city.
Okay.
Because of her job, she's staying in another city.
Mm-hmm.
She comes and visits me, or either I go once in a month to visit her.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a problem.
Mm.
But I miss her a lot.
Okay.
And when you ask that question, what do you feel when you miss her? So
Mm.
I really feel that like what feelings I have, they are not good. Like I feel worried, I feel regret, I feel sad, and so many other negative feelings come when I think about her.
Mm.
Yeah. So and then the another question was what resource you need, what resource I need in myself to be more present and more conscious. That definitely is mindfulness. I need to be more mindful in my life, isn't it? I should be available to myself
Mindful
rather than
is
missing her all the
activity,
time.
but what is the emotional resource you need to be mindful in your
I need
day?
love.
Yeah.
I need love.
Have you put
Actually,
that
it's
in your
my love.
have you put that in your
It's
affirmation?
no the affirmation I just copied from you.
No, yours is
See,
very different. So you said,
yeah,
I'll just quickly help you make an affirmation. You said you
yeah,
feel worried when you think about your daughter, you feel worried, you feel
sad. I
sad,
feel guilty also, guilty of not spending much time with her when she was with
guilty.
me. Yeah,
What else?
and mainly I feel regret, sadness, and guilt. Only these three feelings are there
Hmm. Hmm.
mainly,
Hmm. And what would you rather feel?
and sometimes worry is there.
What would you rather feel?
Rather, I feel happy, loving, happy.
Happy, loving towards her and yourself?
Yes,
Do you
loving
feel
towards her as well. Like
do,
now there is a confusion. Like whatever feelings I have for her or whatever I am saying, I miss her. I think it is a love.
yeah,
I love her. That's why I miss her. No,
yeah.
there is
There
no
are
other
two
emotion.
ways for love to manifest. So one is a
Huh?
way in which your love is constricting the other person. Because if you're worried about them, if you're feeling guilty about how you behave towards them, then chances are
Hmm.
that you're giving out that energy that to them also. And they are then
Hmm.
feeling bad that my mom is feeling bad.
Hmm.
But the other way to love is a liberating way to love.
Hmm.
And that is pure love. It's not
Hmm.
mixed with guilt, worry, sadness, regret for what has gone in the past. And that
Okay.
we are able to make available that kind of love to others when we have unconditional love for ourselves. Can you say
Yeah.
that you unconditionally love yourself?
Yeah. I love myself, but I don't think I love myself unconditionally because then I wouldn't have been having all these emotions if
So
I
I
love
think the
myself
most important
unconditionally.
thing for you in your affirmation is I love myself.
Yes.
And then I am happy.
I'll write the affirmation. I love myself and I am
I'm
happy.
happy. And what else you said?
Loving,
Free of guilt.
loving.
Free.
Yeah. I am happy, loving, and free.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you say it?
I love myself. I'm happy, loving, and free.
And all this is to everybody, and whoever is coming up with an affirmation for themselves, you must say it 5 times before going off to sleep, because that is when the subconscious mind is most active, and 5 times as soon as you wake up, because these are the 2 times of the day that the subconscious mind is most active. So when you say this is going to register in your subconscious mind, and you will definitely notice a huge change in your own attitude in maybe 7 to 8 days.
Yeah.
So, which is why Ho'oponopono works really well, because that also is a affirmation where you're saying,
Affirmation.
yeah, it's just covering all the main basic things of an affirmation. So yeah, so that will be your affirmation. And then, is there any other question?
No, so when we went to like meditation, you asked us to ask question and all those things. So she was answering to my question when I was asking her,
Yeah, because she's not
and
abandoned you, so she will
yeah,
obviously have an open
yeah,
conversation with you. Yeah.
yeah, it's open relationship. So she was answering, and I was sending her love
Hmm.
and blessings and all those things. And when that cord imagination was there, I said that cord is intact, and I am sending her love and blessings and lots of good wishes.
Hmm.
So all these things
It
I
went
imagine,
well
and I'm
for
feeling
you?
good. Yeah.
Feeling good
Hmm?
overall, no? Feeling good
Yeah,
after.
feeling good.
Okay.
Yeah, feeling good after that.
Yeah. So can you free yourself for whatever it is as a mother you have been able to do for her, given your circumstances, not able to do for her in the past? Can you just absolve yourself of the guilt and regret and remind yourself that you did the best under your
Yes.
circumstances? Yeah. Can
Yeah.
you also, did you tell her that?
No.
Okay.
I just sent lots of love
Your daughter
and
is
good
there.
wishes.
You can tell her in real life also,
Yeah.
right? Also, I
Yes.
think, like I said in my parenting session, also, I think all parents owe an apology to their children, because we,
Yeah.
without knowing, pass the effects of our trauma to our children.
Yeah.
So, if you have an opportunity, no harm. Sit there, give an apology to your child. Okay, this is where I
Yeah.
messed up. I was a kid myself. I may look like I'm like what 20 years older than you, but deep down inside, I'm also a kid that hasn't healed. And I'm here willing to say my apology to you. And that will liberate
Yeah.
you also, as well as
Yeah.
the kid.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, Neha, in
Yes.
relation connection with this,
Mm-hmm.
we, what if we would like to be their company till they are in different cities studying in college or doing work or whatever, but
Hmm.
we still cherish our longing for that connection and the time to spend with them and all. How to work upon that aspect.
Yeah. So it's coming from the fact that I'm a parent, I own my child. I'm a parent,
Yeah.
I have nothing else to do. And I've done this much for them. Now they owe it to me to be there for me. And none of these thoughts of wanting to stick with them, and I'm guilty of the same, but theoretically, I know that it's not coming from a place of love. It's coming from a place of neediness. And any sense of neediness and possessiveness is not love. So let's not confuse the two things. So be clear, first of all, in your mind that it's not a sign of love that I want to, go and be with my children. Our children came through us.
Yeah, Neha, the
They didn't
horrible
come
part
to us.
is, yeah, the horrible part is knowing all this.
The
So
heart
then,
wants what it wants.
yeah.
So then it's like, see what is best possible, but one still has to think that what is best for the child. Because after a point, if we continue to stick with them, it will definitely come in the way of their life. But if they want you and they're calling you, Mama, come over, you can manage the cooking and cleaning when I go to my job or university, then fine, it works, no harm. But if it is stopping their growth in some way, it's your based on your need, then find your own life, find your own things to do, and liberate them from your neediness.
Yeah.
It's just about getting busy. It's just that we get used to managing the kids for 20 years, suddenly they're gone and then there's nothing to do. But it's about
Yeah.
finding other things to do. Life is, like that. We get used to things. We are very resilient.
Yeah.
New habits, new people, everything we get used to over a period of time. It's just a matter of small time and effort.
Yeah.
Husband passes away, wife doesn't die with him. Initially, it's like, oh my God, he was my constant companion. Where has he gone? You cannot be as close to the child as to the husband in the sense that he sleeps in the same bed. The intimacy is way higher if the relationship is a good one. And yet, if even in a good relationship, the spouse dies, what do? You don't die. You just find other things to do. You get busy, you get into social activity, you form friends, you get into 100 other things, but you suddenly realize, oh, I didn't realize I could live without him, but I can.
Hmm.
So same thing applies to practically anything. You may think, how am I going to survive this? But you need to decide to survive it anyway, in the best interest of the other person.
Got it.
Like they say, missing someone who is dead is not an act of love for that person. It's an act of being a sense of victimization for yourself. Oh, that person is no longer available for me. अब हमें बुरा लग रहा है कि oh, this person, I used to talk to him so much, now he's no longer available for talking. So how is it a kindness toward that person? That person is just feeling concerned about you. If the spirit can watch, they're wondering, oh my God, this person is still missing me so much. So we just have to get on with life. Easier said than done, and it's not an overnight thing. So take your time, miss them, and do it anyway.
Thank you, Neha.
Thank you. Okay, so any other questions or?
Actually, Dolly had raised the hand initially.
Yeah, yeah. But is she there? Dolly?
Yes, Dolly's there.
Yeah, I am there. I'm there.
Did your
Hello.
did your thing get resolved along with the D's process, or you'd like to go through?
No, it's a little bit different actually, I think so.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I don't know if it actually falls in the process.
Sorry, you don't want to go through that process.
No, I don't know if it will actually fall for this process or it's just a mental block maybe.
Can you share with me what it is that?
Yeah. So I fail to put my boundaries with my daughters. So so that's like the bigger uh I don't know what it is and why it is. I still don't understand. But
Okay.
somewhere I
Do you
fail
have
and
an issue in setting boundaries with just your daughters, or do you have an issue in setting boundaries with literally anyone and everyone in your life?
I used to have it with anyone and everyone before.
Mm-hmm.
And with time and obviously with different kind of methods, healing and all that, I think so it has gotten better.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's not 100% yes, I can say. It's much better, but there is this, the area with my daughters, that's not much better.
Hmm. And do you feel that boundaries have to do with self-love? Because if you love yourself, you wouldn't
Yes,
let anybody do anything which feels unloving towards you.
yes. Yeah. Yeah, there is a part of me who still doesn't feel worth or enough. There is a part of me of that.
Hmm. So, okay, should we form an affirmation for you? Would you like
Sure.
that? Okay. So, Jai, there's a question. Can you repeat the affirmation? But everybody's affirmation is different here, depending on what feelings their trigger inspires in them. So, if you want, I can help you to work on that. It's 8:40, so if anybody wants to leave, they are free to leave. And whoever wants to continue with questions can continue. And yeah, so Jai, so if you want, we'll work on your affirmation in a bit. Otherwise, everyone can do the Ho'oponopono affirmation. That's a very good affirmation. Yeah. So you tell me, Dolly,
No,
when
one
you're
minute.
yeah,
Can I
yeah.
interrupt? I
Sorry.
just that telling yourself at night and in the morning.
Yeah.
That you said that, no? So that time just asked. I just asked that.
That's the see how have you noticed how I'm making an affirmation differently for everyone?
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
So that. But if you don't have specific to you, then just say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. So
Ah,
it's
okay.
covering love, forgiveness, and
Ah,
gratitude, everything.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's nice.
Yeah. So do
Thank you.
you want me to repeat that or you're good?
Yeah, I got it. I got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Dolly. So how do you feel when your children are stepping on your boundaries?
Mm. Frustrated, angry, mainly, yeah, really frustrated and angry.
Hmm. That's all?
Mm, yeah, mainly, those are the main ones. Those
Hmm.
are the main ones.
What else do you?
Uh, yeah, it's frustration and anger.
Hmm. Do you feel that, why did I bring them up the way I did?
Oh yeah, that question. So okay, that I used to have that a lot before, and I used to feel guilty. But I've learned how to drop the guilt. Now there is no guilt of that, and it is more like it is what it is, and now I have to work forward.
Hmm.
I don't have anymore. I used to have it for the longest. Of
Regrets?
regret, as in like uh, yeah, but I don't have any regret now.
Hmm.
Like, why did I bring them up this
Can
way?
I ask you what would you have an idea of what makes your children want to step over your boundaries?
Yes. So it's because so I come from a broken marriage,
Hmm.
and they're very protective about me. They
About?
don't want about me. They're very protective. They
Oh.
don't want me to kind of go through that kind of pain whichever I went, and also they also feel insecure. They also feel insecure because in case I have a partner in my life,
Hmm.
what will happen? Like the love towards them will lessen, I'll give them less time, I'll give them less of myself. So all that plays a role in their health, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
uh, so those are a few things that's the reason that they don't like it, they don't want it, and it's mainly this aspect of life. Like they refuse me having a partner. They
Okay.
just refuse.
So you are saying they are insecure,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they're insecure.
How does
They're,
insecurity play out in you?
I
Because
didn't get that.
so my sense or guesswork here is that this insecurity has transitioned from you to your children.
I used to be very, very, very insecure. for the longest.
Yeah.
But then again, all that is in the past, right? I've been working on myself. I won't say that I'm a clean slate, but now I'm much more aware and much more conscious
Yeah.
of
What are the
either.
chances that this sense of insecurity and lack of self-love has passed on to the children from you?
100%,
100%, right?
100%. Yeah, especially with the elder one.
Mm-hmm.
The younger one is much less, but especially with the elder one. So in fact, I have been considering to do family constellations for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, it comes from generation, it comes from the womb, and it has come from my mom because my
Mm-hmm.
mom has been insecure.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Family counseling can also help. Of course, I haven't tried family constellation, but I'm very sure it helps as well. Yeah, so basically, do you really, teaching them to not step on your boundary is not the important thing here. The important thing here is to create the security in them
Mm.
that will not want them to step on your boundary anymore.
Uh, yeah,
The root.
it's big. Yeah, the route would be giving them enough uh, of self assurance that I'll be there for them always, and they can count on me, and they are also, and give them that sense of they have to learn to love themselves and respect themselves as much as me and all that. The only thing is that I'm failing to know how to do it. Like, because I have tried so many things and it works with me.
Simply have a
But
conversation around this with them that you're not going anywhere no
no,
matter what happens in your life.
no, they're not open for anything of that. They are not open at all for all that.
Okay. Okay. It's just that it's 8:50 now. Uh,
Sure, no problem, no problem.
I don't know if you want, we can maybe have a separate session, but
Sure.
I wouldn't want to keep people. But
Absolutely.
but also that, either way, whether you have an energetic, because I don't want to start another session like these with you, but your session would have to be something like that where you have a conversation with your children on that.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can also take counseling sessions. Would your children be open to that?
No, they're not. I've already tried everything.
Okay.
I have tried everything.
Okay, so see, it's a group session, and I won't be able to ask you
Sure.
questions that are not appropriate to
Yeah,
ask. But
yeah.
we can have a session otherwise, and I can, because I need to understand the exact situation and everything else.
I understand that. I understand that. No worries, no worries. It's
Yeah,
okay.
and we can anyway talk for about 10-15 minutes and discuss
No,
this.
no, it's absolutely okay. If in case the group has any questions, so please
But I'd just
be
like to
open for that.
emphasize before we go that the root here is uh, to work on their sense of security. It's
Okay.
maybe you're in a rush. This can't be done in a rush because the insecurity in them came over a period of years. The father has already abandoned them, presuming, or
No,
to
he has not abandoned them, but yeah, he has not been that present.
not really
As
there.
as what they would like.
Like,
He's there physically. He's
hmm,
there physically for them. He's there financially for them.
hmm,
He's there for them. But
hmm.
when they speak, he's always on the phone. He's
Hmm.
not attentive when they speak. Plus, he already has a partner and 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 all that. So all that
Maybe
plays with
they
them.
connected to that his
Yeah, yeah.
absence is connected to his having a partner. So your having a partner automatically means you'll be absent, which is not
Correct.
true. His absence, they need to understand that his absence is because of the kind of person he is. Because irrespective of having a new partner, he can still be emotionally present for his children.
Correct. Correct. So,
Right.
but that is something they need to understand, which kind of they don't want to. It's not that they don't want to accept that part. It's more.
Also,
It comes
this
down to acceptance, right?
has to be very gradual and slow, but you'll have to work on their security, and you'll have to work on gradually sliding it in that, you need something too.
It has been work in progress, and it has improved a little bit, as in like 5%. So
Use love.
yeah, but
Use a lot of love.
yeah, it has taken me around 1 year or to
That's
like
okay.
get to
So
that.
anyway, whoever your partner is, in a way, you don't need acceptance from your children for that partnership. Your
Oh no,
partnership.
I don't have a partner yet. It's just like
So this
preparing
is a
them because
theoretical situation at that. Oh, just start enjoying.
no, it's because I'm starting to open myself. So before I wouldn't open myself to have partners because of them.
Uh,
And after a lot of counseling, healing, in Nithya sessions and all that, now I'm open to go out
okay,
and
so that,
have,
yeah,
and
so
I'm
you're
doing
anyway
that.
doing it gradually.
I'm
You get used to it.
I'm I'm doing that, but they're not liking that also. Like me going out with someone also is not very acceptable to us.
Yeah, you
It's
don't have
because
to tell them everything right now, because this is
correct.
also not 100% fair on them, because right now probably you're scouting around, you're with different people, and you can just, because for kids to see their mother with maybe going out on dates or something like that, it's not an easy thing
Yeah.
to accept. So maybe you
Yeah.
can just say, I'm going out for dinner, until you
Hmm.
have.
I've been doing that. I've been doing that. I've
Yeah.
been doing that. That's what is happening. But still, there are situations where it's not okay with them, even though I don't tell them everything.
So I
So
would
there are
say that
also
until you have a partner that you are 100% sure of, and that should be a good 6 months to 1 year into a relationship, there's no need to introduce them to the children. It's overwhelming for the children
at 21 and 18 also.
at any age. I'm saying that because I have a 22-year-old.
Okay.
So I'm not saying that out of my hat.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair.
And even today, if my mom is dating somebody else and my father has been gone for, I don't know, 20 years, I would like her to, but it's not the easiest thing for me to just accept. But if it's at least one steady partner, it's one thing. So it's unnecessary information for them.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we end the session, or is it incomplete for anybody else?
Can I ask something, Neha?
Sure.
Neha, it's my relationship with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
You, I've been listening to you and listening. Like she also has a childhood trauma and the parental trauma, and that has been passed on to me.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow all these years also was like I was just keeping quiet and like elders hai to I should not answer back except for whatever they say. But
Mm-hmm.
now after this Mahasati and all, at times I feel I should stand up for myself and say, no, what you're doing is not right with me. I don't like the way you talk to me, you communicate to me. But now
Mm-hmm.
she's become so habituated to give that tana and all for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not in that space to take everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like she calls me and she tells me you don't come and meet me. But
Mm-hmm.
whenever I muster up the courage to go and meet her or my father, it's like a scary thing.
Mm-hmm.
I keep on saying Ho'oponopo prayer. I keep on praying to God to give me the courage to keep let me be in a. But I go there and get hurt again. She tells me something, so this thing that I get again, I'm hurt because she never had her elders in her house. Like since marriage, it's been 50 years. So she doesn't have anybody to listen to or this thing, obey any order. She sets rules for herself and she is in her own cage, her own mental this thing, boundaries.
So
But
what
she,
kind of comments does she normally make which make you feel hurt? Is it about your physical appearance? Is it about what you do? What is her regular
it's about what I do.
with your life?
It's what she tries to set rules and regulations and everything for me.
Is she in a
And
position to set rules and regulations for you? Or she just says it?
she just says it.
Let her say it, and you just say, okay, I'll still do what I want to do. It's my life.
Yeah, that's what I try to do.
Yeah.
But when these are festivals which are coming up, suppose Rakhi Purnam or Diwali or something, then she has her own story, which she keeps changing every time and this thing. So I feel and in the end, she'll interfere in everything. And in the end, she says, I don't say anything, you all do what you want. And uske baad, she'll say, there's no bonding between you brothers and sisters as I want. You don't meet often. I tell to myself, I don't tell her because how much can I answer her? That we are all busy in our own duties, household duties, or business or offices thing. So we meet whenever we can, and everyone's spouse is different. So now we can't force them to come and meet and all. And I don't know what her expectation is and what this thing like. We should be at her beck and call, and even if we'll be happy to go and meet her. But if she misbehaves and she talks, she tries to put me down or something, whichever she got hurt, which she got 20 years, 25 years back, she'll remind that. So
Okay.
last time also
1
I
minute.
cried and
So
told
let
her.
let me interfere. So are you sure that when she's saying something, it is for trying to hurt you, or is it out of concern for you?
It's become a habit for her. I don't feel the concern. I don't like the tone which she says and the way I feel it's a pure arrogance. She doesn't understand what others feel when she speaks such harsh words.
Harsh words, as in when she's saying things like there isn't enough bonding between the siblings, is that about as harsh as she gets, or is there much more to it?
There's much more to it.
So what this is obviously I have to answer very shortly now, in like briefly now. So I'm just gonna tell you this, that people around you will behave as per what they sense they can get you to get a reaction. So if they sense that they say something and that will actually get a reaction from you, only
Right,
then will they behave in the way that they're constantly behaving. But if the same
right.
behavior
Hmm.
stops uh, stops inciting any charge in you,
Okay,
and so in to that extent, it's coming from you. It's coming from your self-confidence. So if your mother is still saying something, let's say, you should do this more often, you should lose weight, you should do this, you should do that. When you reach a stage where no matter what she says, it doesn't bother you. You just look at her and you feel like, oh, but I'm already an adult and I know what's good for me and I'll do that anyway. And she's the kid. She's the 5-year-old kid who just hasn't grown up, or the 10-year-old kid who just hasn't grown up. She's just currently looking like she's 20 years older than me, but deep down in her soul, she hasn't grown up. So she's
right,
the kid who's venting like a kid. But you'll not even feel like crying. You'll feel like smiling, or you'll feel like laughing at her. And the only reason you'll not laugh at that statement is because you just want to be kind to her. But that resource has to come from you when she stops having, because she still has all the power over you.
right.
That she has to just say one thing and it will trigger you.
Yeah, right.
controlling your life, your emotions, your feelings,
Right.
which means you haven't been able to, just see her as a maybe just an overgrown child. And also, you haven't been able to see your own power now.
And I don't like the face expressions she makes along with the comments. She makes very weird face expressions,
Let
and
her make it her face. You don't even have to look at her face.
that's why I try avoiding going to meet her. And like you said, she has that power over me.
The thing is, you do you. So you decide that, let's say I'm going to visit my mother once in a week, once in 15 days, once in a month. That I'm going to do it as, let's say, a duty or whatever, as a gesture so that I don't feel guilty tomorrow, whatever it is. You have to decide for yourself and then stick with it and respect your boundaries. And when you start doing that, she will notice that my daughter has very strict boundaries for herself. She respects herself, she loves herself. And that's when she will gradually learn that none of this is just sliding over like it's water over ice. So कुछ फायदा ही नहीं है तो बोल के क्या करना है, तो she will stop.
अभी तक तो वो स्टेज है, she is so free with her tongue. And
She's
actually, I try
free.
to avoid with this situation.
She's
I try
free
avoiding going to
because
meet
she
her.
knows that it's having an impact on you. So now the work is on you, that when you it's not about pretending that it's not having an impact on you. It's about genuinely not having an impact on you. Because you are presumably financially independent, living in a separate house, you have your own children, you have your own family, whatever it may be. So anyway, she doesn't have any control over your life like the way she used to have till you were living with her, under her. She's only trying, she's probably trying to get the same control which she had when you were.
Yeah, and she's constantly judging me
Are you judging
and
yourself?
passing through it.
Are you judging yourself? It's only triggering you because you are judging yourself. If you are not judging yourself, nobody else will be inclined to judge you. But if they are still inclined to judge you, it will not have any impact on you. So
Got
it's
it.
like,
It's because I'm judging myself.
yeah. So if somebody tells me that, Neha, you've grown fat, you've gained so much weight, I get a little uncomfortable because that's true. I know it's true, or at least in my head it's true. So I'm already uncomfortable with my weight. And then somebody makes a comment on it. And I'm like, why did you say that? That's not the one thing. That's the one thing I didn't want to hear. But if somebody tells me, Neha, you're not a human, you're a cat,
You won't accept it.
I'll be like, what? There's no acceptance, there's no non-acceptance. There's just, I'll smile in my head. Like, I think this person is delusional and it doesn't matter.
Right.
So if I accept myself exactly as I am, then nobody else's judgment does anything to me.
It is I who am giving value to the comments and to the judgments. I'm not confident in my own skin that
Yeah,
this is.
yeah. I'm happy. I'm living my own life. I think I'm doing it to the best of my capacity. Now, if anybody else has too much time on their hand and want to make judgment sitting at home, they are free to do it anyway.
Okay. Because that constant comparison, all that was worrying me with my
Let
sisters and
there
all.
be comparison. And are you even seeking her validation? You
Now,
need,
when you said it, I feel yes, I seek the
yeah,
validation. That's why I got
yeah.
worried.
You want to hear her say, you are the better daughter, you are the smarter daughter. She is no one to judge. You judge for yourself. If you are a good enough daughter, good for you.
Right. Thank you, Neha. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Bye bye. Good
Bye
night.
bye. Good night. Thank you so much, Neha. Thank you so much
Thank you, everyone.
for your
Bye.
powerful insight. Bye
Thank you.
bye.